Hello, guys. Welcome to Physical Sciences. Now, you have been referring to physical sciences merely as physics, but remember, it is not just physics. Why do we say that? This is because it is both, or rather, it has both physics and chemistry. Okay, now the question in your mind must be, okay, what is physics and what is chemistry? You do somehow have an idea of what physics is and what chemistry is, right? Now, let's look at these things. What is physics? It is the study of the laws of nature. So, with this, we are basically studying the mechanisms of how the universe works. Why do the things that we see with our eyes happen? For example, why do we bend the way that we bend? Why are our phones using the network in order for it to make calls? And why are you able to see this information that is in front of you? Why are you able to see this video? This is physics in place. Okay. And more. Our vehicles, our trains, how are these things operating the way that they operating? How did it come to that? So yes, we are saying we are studying the laws of nature. Okay. Now, what you will learn in this topic, you will learn the following. You will learn the following. Physics has many topics. Amongst them it is mechanics. You will learn what is mechanics, or under mechanics, this is where you will be learning about your forces, your motion. This is where you will know the different types of forces. You will know the difference between velocity and speed, distance and displacement. Those things you will learn about them. You will learn about electricity. By now, you have been exposed to electricity. Now you will know how it comes about, how it's taking place, or how electrical processes are taking place in your device. You will also learn about magnetism, which you look at merely as the thing of l- if you lost your coins, you can use a magnet and your magnet will collect all the metals that is on your surface, right? Electrostatics will also be another topic that you will learn. You will also be learning about waves and pulses. For example, the sound that you're hearing now, it's because of waves, right? It's because of waves. And these are not the only topics of physical sciences that you're going to learn. There will be more. Okay, so we only mention a few, but this is what you will be learning. It'll be interesting, guys. It'll be interesting. Okay, then going to chemistry. What is chemistry? Of course, it is the study of matter, the composition of matter, the properties of matter, the structure of matter, and how matter interacts with energy. That is chemistry. Amongst others in chemistry, you will learn about one, because you have to go to the laboratory. You need to know the laboratory safety. So this is not only for physicals, for chemistry. Even in your physics, you will be doing some experiments for physics. Okay, you will be doing some experiments for physics, and perhaps we should uh, be careful here. When we talk of an experiment, we're not just talking about the mixture of chemicals. We're also talking about the use of toys or whatever to study, okay, to study whatever. Okay, for example, in physics, you might be studying the effect of mass on acceleration. For chemistry, you will be studying the effect of mass on the yield that you can form, for example. Okay, so again, you will be studying atoms and molecules. This you have learned about from your grade 8 and 9, even grade 7. You have learned about the atoms from grade 7, right? So now you're going to get deeper into this. You're going to look at different models, atomic models that have contributed to whatever model that we are using today. You're also going to use stoichiometry, which is one powerful aspect of chemistry. All right. It's one powerful aspect of chemistry that helps us in making calculations to help us know how many moles or how many mass of chemicals you need to mix in order to get a certain quantity. You also be using or be studying acids and bases. In grade 10, we will just be talking about them briefly, but you did talk about them in grade 9. Then you will also talk about them in grade 10, 11, and 12. In grade 10, in fact, you might not even talk about them. But in grade 11 and 12, you will get deeper with them. And then in grade 12, you will be making calculations on acids and bases. Then there are gas laws. Of course, you're not going to be using them in grade 10, but you're going to study them in grade 11. And there's more, guys. There's more. So, with regard to chemistry, it'll be interesting. Remember, in addition to the list that you're seeing here, you will also be doing you'll be studying what we call electronegativity, chemical bonding. Why do certain chemicals react to form certain molecules react to form other molecules, or certain atoms? Why are they reacting to form certain molecules, and why others cannot react? You will be understanding those things by the end of the year. And of course, when you finish grade 12, you will be understanding a lot of things. Okay, guys. All right. Now, now you know that your physical sciences is made up of physics and chemistry. Now, one thing that you need to know is that every term you will be having topics from physics, and you will also be having topics from chemistry. Okay, a combination of both. And there will be term tests. These term tests for every term will be set by your schools, or sometimes your local districts will set the term test. Okay, sometimes your local districts will set the term test. This is to help you to grasp your concept. Okay, to test whether what you've been doing you understand or not. Again, in addition to tests, you will have experiments. All right, you will have experiments. Perhaps there can be one experiment per term, or there can be two, depending. Okay, there can be two, or there can be more, because there will be formal experiments and there will be informal experiments. All right, and I love informal experiments because you get to see some of the things that you're talking about in your notes. You get to experience them firsthand, right? And of course, official experiments are also very good, right? Now, and remember, guys, before you do your experiments, please read on them. Read what your experiment will be about so you understand what you have to do and you don't waste your time during performing your experiments. In addition to tests and experiments, you will have two examinations. You will have a mid-year examination, of course, written in June, and you have a final examinations, of course, written in November, right? For mid-year examinations in grade 10, it might be a combination of both physics and chemistry. But for your final examinations, you will have two physical sciences papers. Paper 1 will be dedicated to physics only. Paper 2 will be dedicated to chemistry only. Okay. And this is how your physical sciences will be assessed. Okay, guys? This is how physical sciences will be assessed. Moving on. Now, you know what you will be getting in physical sciences. It is not different to other subjects, but because now you're beginning to master, you have to understand that for every subject you have to study. But now, what do we do? And this goes for all subjects. You need to have a working timetable. Okay, when we say a working timetable, we mean this. If you are into sports, make sure that in your timetable you allocate a slot for your practice days, you allocate a spot for your match days, and you also have spots for your study days. Okay. Secondly, every day you should revise everything that you have learned at school. By this, I am not referring to physical sciences only, but all the subjects. Every day, revise what you have learned at school. You might do it perhaps after every class at school, or you might do it in the afternoon when you get home, but make sure that you revise everything that you have learned. Highlight things that you need to read further on. Highlight things that perhaps confused you and they need clarity. So that the following day you can seek clarity from your teacher or your tutors, right? Then, in order for you to pass, and this goes for all subjects, practice with past exam papers. This not only does it show you how exams are structured, but it also improves your problem solving skills. Practice with past exam papers. Okay? Practice with past exam papers, and trust me, you will get that distinction. Okay? That is level 7. Okay? Then, for physical sciences, precisely, because physical sciences is one of the difficult subjects, it doesn't really, majority of students don't get a distinction. It's a fact. But in order for you to get a distinction, ensure that weekly you spend a minimum total of 4 hours for self study. Hear me out. Per week, if you spend a minimum of a total of 4 hours for physical sciences, and here we're talking 4 hours undisturbed. We're not saying 4 hours with social media in between. We're saying 4 hours in total. Trust me, you will get your distinction. So this is you passing your physical sciences. Okay, this is you passing your physical sciences. Then we have talked about physical sciences, what it is, what you need to do to study. Now that you have passed your physical sciences and you want to know, and like, why am I doing physical sciences? Oh, if you're wondering why you're doing physical sciences, here are the careers that require physical sciences. Chemistry. If you want to teach chemistry at university or you want to study chemistry, even to teach it in high school, you can study chemistry, BSc chemistry, right? And for this, you can work in laboratories, private laboratories, government laboratories, every laboratory you can work at. This is you being a chemist. Remember, chemists, you are in high demand. Okay. You develop new products as well. You test new products. That's your duty. Those are chemists. Otherwise, they are also called scientists, right? You want to be like Sir Isaac Newton. You want to teach physics at university or high school, or you want to develop laws, or you want to perhaps say develop safety. For example, I will give you an example. You see, when you look at your Olympics, they have mattresses, those ones with high jumps. Is it higher? It's high jumps. They have mattresses. When they fall after their that long pole, they fall onto a mattress. The reason they fall onto that mattress is physics, right? And that is momentum, which you will learn in grade 12. The reason you are having that is physics. Again, have you wondered why our vehicles have seat belts, air belts? It is physics. Now, it is physicists who are developing such processes, right? It is physicists who are developing such processes. I will also give you an example. If you are into sports, you have seen, for example, football. We call it soccer. Um, Now, with football, you have seen that goalkeepers wear gloves. Have you ever wondered why they wear gloves? That is, gloves are a safety precaution, and that is physics. Same goes for cricket. You see them wearing helmets, especially wicket keepers. You see them wearing helmets, gloves, and also pads, right? They have leg pads. That is because of physics, right? That is because of physics. And I'm going to tell you again one thing, but please take it as a homework. Why do our tires have treads? And when you look at them, they also have some spaces. Same applies to our shoes. Our shoes, if you have noticed, what we call our formal shoes, they are a bit slippery. But all other shoes that are comfortable, when you look at their prints, they are not plain. And those shoes that are not plain, they are the ones that are comfortable to walk with. But these ones that are flat, they are so slippery. Now, physics says we shouldn't wear shoes that are like that because we are susceptible to slipping or falling. Okay. And that is physics. Look at that, guys. So remember, you can also develop laws and a lot of things. in addition to the safety precautions I just mentioned. Now, with physical sciences, you can also learn, or rather, it is a gateway to engineering. Okay, physical sciences is a gateway to engineering. Any kind of engineering. With physical sciences, you can study any kind of engineering. Okay, being it mining, mechanical, aeronautical, metallurgical, chemical, electrical, all the kind of engineering that you can think of, you need physical sciences. And of course, for sure you didn't expect this, health sciences. Physical sciences is required for health sciences. Whatever you can study in health sciences, you need physical sciences. Okay, you need physical sciences. Okay, agricultural science as well. You need physical sciences. Distilleries, if you're into wine making, alcohol making, physical sciences is required. Remember, guys, there are more careers that require physical sciences. We're only mentioning these. I do understand that with distilleries, chemical engineering and chemistry comes into play. Okay, I do understand that chemical engineering and chemistry come into play. Okay, so these are some of the courses that you can study or some of the careers that need physical sciences. Okay, so this is it, guys. Remember, you will become the best physical sciences student. So, with that being said, guys, it's a wrap and we wish you all the best and bye bye.